who have come here and being welcomed by Sir Keir Starmer, Wes Streeting, David Pinto-Dushinsky, a local MP, expressing concern and trying to reassure this community that Britain, the government, stands with them. The government has announced in the past hour that the NHS will step in and cover the work of those 4 ambulances that were torched overnight in that attack, and then the government will step in and give 4 new ambulances to the community affected. The government says this: we'll do everything we can to provide security for Jewish schools and synagogues. Attacks like these are designed to strike terror into the hearts of our communities. An attack on the Jewish community is an attack on us all. So those Jewish community leaders have come down from where Mark White is. They're now in number 10 Downing Street, meeting with the Prime Minister and other senior members of the government to reassure the community that what's happened there is not tolerated by this government.
Christopher, just one very quick question. I keep coming back to the fact that they're saying we are going to cover the cost of 4 new ambulances. I mean, they're saying it like number 10, the government are doing it out of the largesse of their heart. They don't have money, it's taxpayers' money.
Well, of course, it's the NHS budget being spent on this. Yeah. We did push quite hard in the meeting just now with the PM spokesman. What else might you do? Any more money for security for schools or synagogues? The government says simply they will do all they can to make sure they're kept safe without any further specifics. But for now, the government is stepping in to deal with those 4 torched vehicles overnight. And of course, talks carry on from there. We'll try and get hold of these members of the community as they leave the meeting behind me and see if they're impressed or not impressed by what the government, what the PM has had to say.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, we were just hearing, of course, from the Shadow Home Secretary, Chris Philp, who said that not enough is being done with regard to surveillance of potential hateful non-citizens, or indeed even deportation of such people. There does seem to be a suggestion that, whilst we don't know exactly who carried out this attack, there have been many individuals in this country who've been expressing sentiments against the Jewish community that perhaps should have a closer eye looked upon.
Well, that's right. I mean, the issue of intelligence is something the government won't talk to us in our briefings with number 10, but there's no question they will be concerned about language on social media, about Israel, and of course to help the Gaza situation further complicates that. There's pressure on cabinet ministers too from communities about that. So the Iran war has made that far, far worse. There was, of course, some hope this lunchtime. We're hearing from America, where Donald Trump has said he has now started talks about ending the fighting with Iran. But we'll see how that plays out.
OK, Christopher Hope, thank you so much then. That's Christopher Hope in Downing Street for us. I'm sorry, I have so many questions on this, Tom. Yeah, so many questions.
So many.
It's like, oh, we're going to give you, the community, new ambulances, like it's a personal gift from Keir Starmer.
Right.
No, I understand that needs to happen because, you know, this is a charity. They have no money. However, it's not you, it's the taxpayer.
And it is money that is just coming out of the NHS budget that would be spent on other things. I mean, it's still a net loss, isn't it, to the health service?
How wonderful am I giving them this money?
Let's speak to the former Metropolitan Police Detective Peter Bleksley now. Peter, counter-terror police involved in this investigation, though it's not declared yet as a terror event. I mean, what will be going on through this investigation?
Well, I'm pleased that the counter-terrorism police are leading this investigation. They bring a lot of experience and resources to this cause. But let me just say, there has been a major and cowardly failing today on behalf of both the Prime Minister and the Metropolitan Police not to call this out for what it is. It is an act of terrorism. And let me just read a brief part of the definition of that. It is the use of action designed to intimidate the public to advance a religious or ideological cause, and that includes damage to property. This religious and ideological cause here is the hatred of Jewish people. Yeah. This is an act of terrorism, and it should be called exactly what it is.
Yeah, because they have said that, even though the counter-terror police are investigating, they haven't declared it a terrorist act as yet. Do you think they should, Peter?
Absolutely. It's a cowardly, weak act by both the Prime Minister and the Metropolitan Police to not have done so. If it's regarded as an act of terrorism, that's exactly what it is. It will grant the police additional powers when they arrest people, and I remain confident that arrests will be made at some stage. But it's weak and pathetic not to call it out for what it is. This is a terrorist act.
Now, there are going to be concerns about what foreign interference might be involved in an event like this. People will be rightly looking to countries such as Iran that have history of promoting terrorism in countries like Britain. What would the police be looking to or even thinking about when it comes to the potential for foreign interference here?
I think there will be a number of police officers that will be waiting for this government heels and prescribe the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps. Call it out for what it is, a terrorist organisation. That would grant the police greater powers with which perhaps to round up people who are echoing support for these terrorists. Let me just point one thing out. About 600 yards or so from the scene of this terrorist crime, there has been a shrine that has grown up in the past 4 weeks, a shrine to those killed by the murderous Iranian regime. And in that part of North London, Jews and Iranian people together walk side by side. They have conversations before Jews go to the synagogue to worship. People are getting on there. These people who carried out this terrorist act are against that kind of coexistence of peoples, and that is why they have to be stopped, and I'm convinced they will be caught.
Peter, as a former Metropolitan Police detective, are you saddened by the lack of action we have seen in London in particular around the marches, where we're quite clearly seeing anti-Semitic banners and chanting? Only on Saturday there was someone carrying a swastika through the streets of London.
Since the Hamas attack on October the 7th over 2 years ago, the Metropolitan Police have been lamentably negligent and cowardly by not making arrests when they should have done. They've endeavoured to be a bit more robust of late, but they are certainly not robust enough. People who promote hate, people who support terrorist organisations, people who support political regimes that would quite happily wipe you, Tom, me, and every member of your audience off the face of the earth need to be dealt with robustly, properly, and prosecuted. I'm afraid when you appease these crowds, when you appease these people who call for jihad and for death to the IDF and call for the extermination of Jews, you merely empower them. Our police must grow a spine. They must become more robust, and they should prosecute these offenders to the full extent of the law.